issue of whether it would go back to the mountain. We've seen it's gone back to the mountain region, but this time to Mount Kenya East. How do you look at this in terms of the political mileage, the political gaining all these issues and all these political alignments that one requires, especially as you look at 2027? How do you look at it in terms of regional balance?
I think for the time being, trust is a major issue here. And once the president had lost trust in his deputy, it is important to return trust and even try to return trust in the region, the mountain region. And I think he has chosen, therefore, to start with one end of the region, start with the eastern part of the region where Kindiki has influence, and then go back slowly by slowly try to recover the other part of the mountain. So it's all planned within the confines of politics of 2027. It's going to be difficult to get back the rest of the mountain for now, but I think the plan is therefore to ensure that the mountain is very well covered in government. The deputy president now coming from the east, I'm sure somebody very powerful will come from the other end, and then they'll work together to restore the relationship with the president.
Yeah, Mheshimiwa, there is the issue of the principal assistant, because that is what is defined in the Constitution as the role of the deputy president. The nomination of Professor Kithure Kindiki, and if he's approved, he will of course proceed to be the third deputy president under the current Constitution. Ideally, in your political perspective, what would he need to do? I mean, he's been a senator before, he's cabinet secretary now, and he's could be, once confirmed, the deputy president. What should he do differently, from his predecessor? What should he do differently to ensure he aligns himself with the Constitution and, to avoid a scenario that we have seen this last week?
Well, I'm sure that Kithure Kindiki has been an insider, part and parcel of knowledge of what has befallen his predecessor. And therefore, I heard him one time saying that his loyalty to the president is what has kept him there, which means he has to be extremely loyal and not try to gain anything in terms of sharing power with the president. And I think that what happened in the case of Gachagua was that he had allocated himself some shares in the presidency, and I think that's what really brought him down. And Kithure Kindiki knows to be the principal advisor to receive instructions and assignments from the president and do them to the best of his abilities, so that he does not look like he is a co-president. And I think we need to realize that sometimes being deputy is misconstrued to mean co, and that's not the case. When it comes to power, there is nothing like co. That's what goes to hurt people. And so, and I remember many times I used to think, if I were to advise Gachagua, the former deputy president, I would have said, stop saying that the president and I, because that assumes that you have actually allocated yourself some shares in the power, in the presidential power. That's not what your work is. You are the principal assistant and advisor to the president, but you are one among many. By the way, the fact that you're a deputy president, you are not the only advisor. Because look, every minister, every CS swears to give advice to the president, and many other people are designated as advisors. So you should realize that sometimes you just become part and parcel of a cabinet, and make sure that you can read the mood of the situation, and Professor can do that. Read the mood of the president and know how to act, because this space is not for sharing to that extent. That's not your space. So I would advise him to remain loyal to his boss, speak very little, try not to be too much